Hi everyone, my name is Tamika, and I'm going to give you a short presentation on my artifact. So the artifact that I have chose to represent my childhood are my teeth impressions from my braces. The reason why I chose this artifact because I believe that it holds significant um, memories and experiences from my childhood that will shape me into becoming a future early childhood educator. Mainly for the simple fact that you you should never judge a book by its cover. It's not what's on the outside that counts, but it's what's on the inside that counts. So to touch on that a little bit, backstory. Um, Growing up, I did not have perfect teeth. I still don't have perfect teeth, but with the help of braces, we fixed that. Um, but during my childhood, my older brother, he taunted me. He made fun of me. He called me names. You name it, he did it. And on top of that, with my peers at school, a lot of them left me out. They did not include me in certain games and activities, and simply because I looked different. I wasn't popular. I was kind of like an outcast, and I accepted that. Um, in in chapter 1 of Don't Get So Upset, um, Jacobson quotes, "Their methods include anything from laughing at my developing beliefs, ideas, and emotions, to sneering at what I was doing or how I looked." So again, my brother did the exact same. He made fun of me for how I looked and for what I was doing. And being the youngest sibling did not have any advantage to it whatsoever, because on top of what I looked like, I was now the youngest sibling who didn't know anything or wasn't good enough, or because I was a girl, I couldn't do it, or because you're a girl, you're weak. So all of these things compiled on top of one another, ultimately lowering my self esteem lower and lower and lower. I was believing everything that was being told to me. So I started to seek for validation outside of my home, because inside of my home I wasn't getting it. So outside of my home, where I would enjoy the company of my friends and their family, I was able to seek that approval and get that approval from them, from the outside world, from friends, their families, from strangers. This this affected the relationship that I would have with my family. Um, as we know, emotional and social development is very crucial in the early years of childhood, especially from birth to adulthood. And Jacobson also, in chapter 1, talks about that. She says, she borrows a quote from Carr Morrison Wiley, and they say that infancy and toddlerhood are the times of enormous complexity, when potentials for favorable adult outcomes can be maximized, diminished, or lost. And sorry, I apologize. I said that Jacobson spoke about the social and emotional development from infancy to childhood. It's from infancy to toddlerhood, but nevertheless, from infancy right to adulthood, how we are treated socially and emotionally play a huge factor in our lives. And it did so in mine as well. But again, back to my artifact. It's what's on the inside that counts, not what's on the outside that counts. And as a student and as a future early childhood educator, it will be my practice to emphasize to young children that in everything that we do, it's what's on the inside that counts. We speak from the inside. We don't judge what's on the outside because we all look different. None of us look the same, but we are all equally the same inside. Inside, we all have the same qualities, and we can share that with one another. And that's, as an educator, that's what I want to emphasize to the children that I come into contact with, that I can make a difference with in the future. And another positive quality that I think that the best teacher qualities are responsive educators who provide a safe emotional haven for children to explore their environment and explore one another. They're learning, they're developing, and us as educators, we're there to guide them and support them in everything that they're doing. So I believe that as the best teacher, giving everybody the equal opportunity, respect, and chance is the best practice possible. But again, this is my artifact as a representation of my childhood and how it's gonna shape me into being an early childhood educator. So I hope this presentation was enjoyable, and I hope that you learned something. Thank you, and take care.